My name is Tyler Lanzarini, and this is my intercultural communications advice and generative AI applications video. So to start, I'm a business management major here at GCU, so we're going to apply that to this scenario that we're going to talk about today. The scenario that I chose was me and a fellow French colleague have been hired by a company to take over the management team temporarily just to get things in check. Our goals for this operation is going to be increase profits, increase efficiency, and just create a positive workplace environment and just, improve everything across the board so they can get the ball rolling. So the AI application that I chose was ChatGPT, and the prompt that I plugged into there was, how do I manage a company with the help of a coworker who is French? So the tips that ChatGPT gave me back was, the first one's going to be communication. Communication is key to any successful working relationship. Make sure that you and your coworker are clear about each other's expectations, goals, and responsibilities. If language is a barrier, consider using translation tools or hiring a translator to ensure that everyone is on the same page. Next was cultural differences. Be aware of cultural differences between your home country and France. This can include differences in communication styles, business practices, and expectations around work-life balance. Take the time to learn about your coworkers' culture and try to incorporate their perspective into your decision-making process. Next was respect. Show respect for your coworkers' ideas, opinions, and background. Recognize that they bring a unique perspective to the table that can help your company succeed. Next was collaboration. Encourage collaboration between yourself and your coworker. Ask for their input and feedback on important decisions and work together to develop strategies that will benefit your company. And lastly was language learning. Consider learning some basic French phrases or taking a language course to help you communicate more effectively with your coworker. So my response to the advice given by ChatGPT, I think it was very good. I definitely think it was pretty open-ended. These tips they gave back were pretty generic, but if you were to look at the bigger picture of all these tips and really analyze it yourself, I think you could be extremely successful, especially in my situation, dealing with somebody who's French. If you just dive a little deeper into those tips and figure out the things you need to learn, especially like language, maybe hiring a translator or using translating tools would be the right move, or maybe even just learning the language beforehand. But overall, I think these were pretty solid tips. There was some things missing. So I found a source on my own hands, which was a blog from France discussing French business etiquette and what tips they can give you as an American on dealing with the French. So the first tip that they gave me was problem solving. The French will look at problems to test it by breaking it with a debate up front. So the French will talk conceptually about an issue before coming to a conclusion, which can make discussions with the French seem lengthy and disorganized. Next tip they gave me was about meetings. Meetings are best seen as exchanges of information in the French eyes. Decisions are rarely made. They kind of just like to exchange information and have a debate up front. Next was French do not like surprises at all. They do not like uncertainty in business situations, so they rely on structure and planning. Those are required in French business etiquette. And then the last tip they gave me was negative and positive feedback from the French. Don't expect high fives and praise when you do something well, but do expect to be told when you've done something wrong. The French are extremely bold, and they will tell you if you've done something wrong, so that was good to know. So comparing the ChatGPT advice with the French business etiquette advice, I think the blog from the French would help a little more because it gives you specific things, specific ways you need to go about legitimately like communicating with the French, rather than ChatGPT's pretty generic response. Although it was good, one thing I would change about putting in my prompt to the ChatGPT, I would probably say, how do I deal with French business etiquette on a management team? I think that would definitely give me back better input. Something a little bit similar to what the blog gave me, how to directly deal with somebody who's French, and kind of like their cultural values that they've had with them and how they go about business situations. But I would say my takeaways from the AI advice that they gave me, I think it's a very, very good way to learn, or kind of just help you out dealing with somebody who is from a different culture. Like I said earlier, if you dive into these tips that they gave you, I'm sure you could be very successful when you really look at it. But yeah, that's my reaction. That's it. Thanks.